Okay, let me see what all I've got to do for this week. Um, I've got to plan the assessment for my students. I've also got to make a plan for my small groups. I got to do the newsletter too. I've got to do my newsletter. And what else? Oh, I've got to grade all those papers from last week and then record the grade. I think my report cards are due. I've got to check on that. I think they're due next week. But I've got to prepare for that this week. Oh, and I forgot I've got to take my granddaughter to the little get together she wanted to do with her friends. I am not going to be able to do all of this. There is no way. I just can't. I don't know what to do. Time management. How do we make it work for us? You know, I've got some ideas. Hi everyone, it's Earline, and welcome to my channel. I love talking about classroom management. I have my bachelor's in early education, and I have my master's in special education. So my mission is to help all teachers create a loving, caring, and positive environment through classroom management. Now we know that classroom management depends a lot on time, our time management, right? And that's what we're going to talk about today. How, as teachers in the classroom or out of the classroom, because we're in this pandemic, how are we going to get everything done? We've got the same, if not more, put on our plates to complete in a seemingly shorter amount of time. So I've got some ideas on how we can actually make this work for us. We have to address the fact that this pandemic is stressful for us, right? Some of us have hybrid schedules where we're in the classroom a certain amount of time and we're in this box a certain amount of time. Or some of us are in the classroom all of the time, and some of us are in the box all of the time. So, what can we do to get it all done? How can we maintain a sense of time management in the classroom? The first thing we're going to have to do is realize that during this pandemic, we've got to shift our mindset. We are not going to be able to get everything done. We couldn't get it all done. Well, I couldn't get it all done before the pandemic. There's so many things that are on our plates. So we're going to have to think, okay, how do I do it? I'm in control of all of this. So how do I shift my mindset? What do I do to help me make the best and the most use of my time? Well, we know that there are some things that we simply can't get rid of, like report cards. We can't get rid of that. That's something that we're always going to have to get done. But maybe we don't have to do as much grading. Now we know we're going to have to grade some papers, right? Right. But maybe when we get homework from the students, we don't have to grade all of the homework. Just enough to assess where their needs are, what they might need help in, and go from there. But to grade every single assignment, every single homework paper, mm, that's something that we can maybe cut down on. And that will definitely save us time. Now, what about lesson plans? Girl, lesson plans have always been a thorn in my side. I love coming up with ideas for lessons, but I hate lesson planning. Ugh. Um, we had a team that all got together, a team of grade level teachers, and we each did the lesson plan for the week. Now, you might be thinking, oh, but I don't know about that. That's meaning that I've got to rely on someone else, or I don't have control over my lesson plans. How is that working for you? Because if you can't let go of some of that control, it's just not going to be a good, that's not a good look for you. I mean, it's not good. So if we can find a way to delegate some responsibilities or just get rid of some responsibilities altogether. For instance, have always loved decorating, right? And putting up different things and different ideas and having my room look for each month and different things. Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, that's something I can just get rid of. I don't have to do that. Now, do I love having the same thing all of the time? No, I would love to have it, look different for each season. And maybe to satisfy that, I can change out maybe one thing. Okay? Put one thing up, or maybe two things up, right? But for sure, not change it out a lot. That's something that is not necessary for me to do. And therefore, I can buy back a little bit more time from that. I love looking at resources on Pinterest and TPT, and that can be a time stiller. So, what I've had to do is set a timer. I'm only going to spend 10 minutes. I can only afford 10 minutes. All right. Now, some other things that we simply just can't get rid of is the newsletter, although I feel like we should be able to get rid of it because, half the parents don't read it. Okay, I'm just saying. Some parents don't even look at that newsletter, but you've got parents that do. So we've got to make sure we get out our newsletters, correct? Another thing that some teachers do or some schools do is they send out a monthly newsletter, and it's all the information is gathered by, here we go again, their grade level peers, their grade level teachers. They all get together and maybe a teacher has it for the month, each month. I know if you're like me, that self control about being controlling, it's hard. It's hard to let go of your control, but we've got to remember the mindset that we're having, especially during this pandemic. I can't do it all, right? I can't do it all. So I've got to relinquish some of the control. I'm giving you the power. We've got to, or else we're going to go crazy. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away. Yeah, you know what I mean. And those are just a few of the things that we have to kind of try to think about so that we can have control over our mental health. And it helps us know that we are doing what we can. We're getting it done. We're getting it done. Even planning for small groups. Sometimes we feel like, oh, I didn't get to do my small groups today, or what am I gonna do? I did this last week, and if we have to do it again for another week, maybe we were planning on doing something totally different. It's okay. One repeat of a lesson is not going to hurt anybody. It's probably a good thing. We know that we have to have good time management. We do want to see where we're wasting time. These things, these tips will help you feel better in your classroom, and it definitely will help with classroom management. Classroom management and time management, they're married, right? They go hand in hand. Be intentional about where you're spending your time, what you're spending your time on. Maybe record yourself for the day, or whenever you do something, write it down and the time that it takes. Set a timer to see how long it's actually taking you to get things done. You'd be surprised on the corners that we can cut if we just become more intentional about what we're going to do. So, tell me, what do you spend a lot of time on that you know you probably shouldn't spend a lot of time doing? Like I mentioned, for me, it's looking up resources on Pinterest or Teachers Pay Teachers. I spend a lot of time on that. What do you spend a lot of time on? Let me know. I want to hear from you. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. And remember, you, you can create a caring and positive environment. Just show some love. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.